Hi, my name is Mark Forstier and I'm going to be your instructor for CIT-15 for this class. When you've logged into My IT Lab and successfully got your account going, you're going to see an introduction screen that looks something like this, okay? There's going to be notifications, course materials, grade views, and then getting started. I'd like to do a little housekeeping real quick. If you click on Getting Started, you'll see up here in the top right corner where it says Time Zones and Student ID. Go ahead and go inside there. We need to make sure that you have your student ID entered in here. This is your Fresno City College 7-digit ID number. You only have to do this one time. Also, double check to make sure it says Pacific time here because all of our due dates are based upon time zones in the Pacific Coast. So click on Save and then we can go ahead and close out this screen. Okay. Now what we're going to do is going to go over into course materials. You're going to spend a great deal of your time in course materials, okay, for this class. Now, when it pops up, you'll see that there's 3 documents. If you go into the first thing is the welcome email. It's kind of a formatted version of the email that I sent you. It's a little bit cleaner looking or whatever, but you'll see the basic information that you should already have in your email, okay? So I thought you should have a copy of that. The next thing, if we go back, is FAQs. You know, a lot of times people have questions. So before you spend the time to email and kind of get bogged down and waiting for the delays of emails, things like that, check the FAQ document. A lot of times there'll be answers in there to your frequently asked questions, you know, looking at that, okay? And then we come back here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the course outline and schedule for CIT-15, okay? So if I go inside here, at the very top, you have basically my contact information, my email, which is very important for you to be able to get a hold of me. I don't think I'm going to be around the phone very often for the summer, so use the email, please, okay? Also, as I go down through, you'll see that there is a breakdown for each week of the 6 weeks of this semester. So in week 1, you'll see that this says you should always review your weekly announcements. And then you have 2 assignments here, a Windows 10 training and a Windows 10 assessment, but the Windows 10 assessment has a due date. That means that is a particular assignment you're going to be graded on, okay, and it has a due date exactly when it's due. So this one here is 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, June 24th, okay? In addition to that week, you also have to watch a narrated PowerPoint, read Chapter 1, and then take the Chapter 1 quiz, which is also due at a particular time that looks like that same 9 p.m. June 24th. So as you look through the schedule from week to week, you'll see it gets more complicated because, you know, it's a 6-week classes and summer school have a lot of information that's got to get compacted into a very short period of time, okay? As you drop down below week 6, oh, hey, take a notice that, hey, the final is scheduled for Thursday due date because this class does not end on a Saturday, it ends on a Thursday, okay, July 27th, so your final has to be done early, okay? There are no summer office hours for your instructor, okay? And so if you're going to try to get a hold of me, email me anytime between Monday through Thursday, and I will typically try to get back to you. If not the same day, definitely within 24 hours. If you email me on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, do not expect an email response until the following Monday. I'm not available 7 days a week, okay? So I just want to make sure everybody understands that and are clear, okay? Required for this class, you need to have a PC or a Mac. A tablet, a smartphone, Chromebooks won't work. If you're using a Mac, you're going to need to have Boot Camp or VMware because you'll have to install Microsoft Windows Office 2013 for Windows, okay? For Windows version, okay, on that computer. As I said, you can use Office 2013. That's what this book is based upon. Office 2016 for Windows will also work. There's a slight variation of kind of the look and feel, but you should be able to complete the hands-on lab test. You also need reliable high-speed internet access. And then you'll need to purchase this My IT Lab software, okay? And in this My IT Lab software, you can purchase it 2 ways. The cheapest way is to do purchase option number 1. You just take this direct link, you give the actual ID code, which I put in your welcome email, you pay it through credit card, and you're good to go. You actually get the software and an electronic copy of the book, the ebook, all in one. If you decide to go through the bookstore, you can do that, but what'll happen is you'll get an access code because you gave the money to the bookstore, and then you'll have to go in and give the access code and then give the ID code, okay, to be able to have it. Tech support. I am not your tech support person, okay? If you have technical problems with your computer, call your computer guy, the person you're used to doing that. If you're having internet problems and stuff, call your provider or whatever. If you're having problems with My IT Lab, you know, the browser's not working, the pop-ups are blocking, even if you had a particular problem on an assignment, you say it's not working, contact My IT Lab tech support directly, not through me, okay? If you have problems with your email or something like that, you know, on campus here or off campus, there's the tech support number for Fresno City College, okay? Again, you need Microsoft Office for Windows for this class, here's a breakdown, a link that you can go to get it through the school. Also, again, you have to have an email for Fresno City College for this course, okay? Attendance and drops. Basically, every week you're going to have something due. That's going to be how I'm going to take the attendance. If you do not do that highlighted yellow, due date assignment and stuff, you're going to be marked absent for that week. And if you're absent too much, you're going to get dropped from the class. You have to have a registered and paid MyIT account by July 1st. If you don't even have anything responding by Wednesday of this first week of school, I'm going to drop you as a no-show, okay? But if you go in there, you have to make sure you have to have everything paid for and ready to go and working, because you have things that are due by the first week of school. This is summer school, so there's very little time for forgiveness, okay? Grading policies, a breakdown here of the points for this class, okay? Quizzes basically are each chapter quizzes. Then you have the assessments, which are the ones that I'll be grading, and then you'll have hands-on lab test, and then you'll have a comprehensive final at the end of the semester. Okay. If you take a look at here, there are what we call, again, Microsoft Windows or Office trainings. The trainings actually have what are called read, watch, and practice editing skills. They actually teach you how to actually do the Microsoft Office in a particular, whether it be Windows or Word, Excel, Access, or whatever, or PowerPoint, okay? I do not record any of those scores because they actually show you how to do it. It's part of the training process. However, they're always followed by a MyIT Lab assessment, and the MyIT Lab assessment is what's going to be used to calculate your overall grade. Okay, there's one assessment for Windows that's worth 100 points. There's 4 assessments for Word, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to average them to get 100 points. 4 for Excel, 4 for Access, and PowerPoint has just 2 of them, and that's 25 points, and that's how the points are coming up. The quizzes on the textbooks are all basically the same. There's 25 questions, multiple choice choose files from each chapter. You only get one shot at doing the quizzes or the final, okay? So please keep that in mind as you go through that, okay? Anyway, let me scroll down here. The final is comprehensive. There are no makeup assignments in this class. Due dates are firm, okay? Again, when we look at that, if you have technical difficulties, it's not a valid excuse. Even if it's on the last day, your internet goes down, something happens at work or whatever. If you don't get it done by the 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time due date and don't get it submitted, it's going to be a 0. Okay, I want to make sure that's very, very clear to everybody, okay? So don't wait to the last minute. Get it done earlier in the week so you don't have to risk those last minute details. Remember, I'm not going to be available for any assistance and stuff on the weekends, okay? So keep that in mind. Please do all your own work, so let's not get involved in academic dishonesty. Everybody's required to do their own work for this course, okay? General policies, I reserve the right to change the schedule. I rarely do, but if I do, I will notify you. Probably more importantly down here, if you need some assistance on the American Disabilities Act, please contact our Disabled Student Program, okay? Now that's the basic layout of the course outline. Now what I'd like to do is take a moment and go into at least one of our weeks here. So we'll go into week 1 here. So week 1, and we'll click inside here. You'll see 3 areas, a weekly announcements area, and you should click on that. And there's always going to be something that says read these instructions first, and you should do that every week. It's a reminder as to what is due, how many times you can take something. Please take a look at that every week before you get started, okay? Read those instructions first, okay? The second thing will be a basic little YouTube video about, hey, any highlights for the week, that I think are important or whatever. Sometimes I'll do things through emails, okay? And some other times I'll do it through the weekly announcements, whichever works. But that's a video. There's also 3 more videos that I want you to watch here in week 1. I want you to take a tour of the trainings. It'll actually show you how the MyIT Lab trainings work, and this way you'll get very familiar with them. A tour of the assessments, and a tour of the ebook. Many students and stuff have never used an ebook before, and so this is a good opportunity for them to learn how to use that before you start reading that, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up here to week 1, come back to the previous screen, and take a look at the 2 things that are due for this week. One is the Microsoft Windows module. In the module, as I said before, there's a training. You can do it as many times as you want. I don't record the points on that. But the assessment, only you get 3 times. I keep your highest score. Notice too, the assessment has a schedule date. You can't start the assessments early. They are scheduled from basically the beginning of the week to the end of the week to the Saturday. You can do them at any time during that week, but you must complete the assessment during that week to get credit for your letter grade. Okay, so that's the requirement for the Microsoft Windows module for week 1, but you also have textbook in week 1. Okay, remember the schedule you looked at? Under the textbook here, we take a look at this. You should watch the narrated PowerPoints. It's very brief, maybe take you 10 minutes or so, whatever. Read the chapter. This is all about chapter 1, so you should go and read chapter 1, and sometime during that same time schedule, right, you can't start it early, you need to take the 25 question test on chapter 1. Okay, you only get one shot on quizzes and the final, so keep that in mind again. Okay, so we come back out here and we say, okay, that's the basics for week 1. And if we look at the overall part of this course one more time, you'll see there is a breakdown folder for each week of the 6 weeks of this semester. The last area I wanted just to pop up here is what's called grades. So if you click on grades, grades will allow you to look at the breakdown of each week and each assignment for the week that you can look at. But what I will do after each week, not before, but after each week or so, I will create a custom view. Now right now there's nothing in the custom view, but that will be a kind of like your progress grade, your accumulation of how you've done so far. So every so often, if you want to check your grade throughout this summer class, take a look at the custom view and you should be able to add up your points and divide it by the points possible, and that would tell you exactly what your grade for the class is. So anyway, back to this main menu right here. I hope this has helped you get kind of a basic introduction. I think you're ready to continue on to get everything registered and get started for this class, and I look forward to working with you through this summer. All right, goodbye.